This is the Galco Quad system. It's a shoulder holster modular system that can hold usually a vertical handgun on a shoulder holster and 2 magazines, kind of like you might see on Miami Vice or a typical shoulder holster system. But you can order the quad system where you can hold 4 mags on one side and a pistol on the other. Now 4 magazines weighs about 35 ounces, which is about what a loaded handgun weighs. So the quad system is actually a very well-balanced system, even if you don't, even under normal circumstances. That's a very practical system. In my particular case, I bought another quad system, so that gives me 8 mags, and let's see how long it takes to actually put these magazines on your person and walk out the door. Other than a battle belt. Now, if you had a battle belt, that's very conventional, but sitting in the car, wearing it on your hips, maybe that's a way to go. Certainly what it takes to conceal it is going to be pretty much the same thing. You might, perhaps the only difference might be if you tied like a hoodie around your waist, you might could hide your battle belt without having to put anything on your shoulders or on your arms. So you could actually create a cover system for the battle belt that's superior to having to wear a jacket or a vest, especially in the summer. Even a lightweight vest might stand out. But let's see how long it takes to put these on and run out the door. So we're at 1:45 now. Here we go on the stopwatch. Okay, got to put these on. Let's see, let's get them adjusted here. At nighttime, this is going to be more difficult because you can't see where the Galco symbol is. So we'll get these on, get them on straight. I've got the benefit of looking in a mirror here. But if you had a buddy, that would be, help you get them on straight without any folds or twists in the lines. That was 20 seconds. 20 seconds and you're out the door with 8 rounds. And you're able to sit down, move. Now they do run low, so they'll hit your belt line. So carrying a gun, in the waistband here at the 3 o'clock position is definitely going to interfere with your draw. Having a drop holster would make sense. Of course, now you need to wear a longer garment to cover that. You could wear small to the back. That would work. Certainly could wear appendix. That would work. Be very compatible with this, I should say. The thing I'm concerned about is instead of wearing twin quads, or double quads, they call them double quads, if you wore double guns, or especially something perhaps double fluxes, right, where you throw 2 fluxes on and run out the door. Well, you've got the 2 magazines that come with the fluxes, and it's about the same weight as this system. However, you've got 2 arm-braced carbines, dot scoped, lasered carbines here at about 80 ounces, which is about just about what this is anyway. Maybe this is like 60 or 70. But now you've got an ability to not only have a carbine, but you have a carbine to hand off to somebody. And since most gun battles are, not all, but most are very short affairs, requiring 1 magazine, maybe 2. The typical engagements are very short and interpersonal anyway. They're not offensive situations where a police officer runs into combat. But certainly if you had a buddy with you, an ability to hand him another gun, especially another carbine, especially when you have a carbine, so that, running out the door with 2 carbines, you really run out the door with two extra mags to put in your regular gun, right? You have the 2 mags that are in the guns, right? So you have added some firepower. I don't know what the definition of firepower would be, but you certainly added some extra ammunition. But if you had double fluxes, you would actually have 2 magazines. So you'd have to burn through your 15 to 17 round in your primary, plus these 2, before you would have regretted not carrying more mags. So you could be 3 rounds into a gunfight, which is what most people carry anyway. Standard police loadout is 3 magazines. So you're not helpless with 3 magazines. But an ability to upgrade to a carbine flux, especially if you hand off a carbine flux to your buddy, now you've got 2 rifles on scene. 2 rifles on scene, right? So that's a game changer. You know, a game changer, and now you've got 17 rounds, 30 to 34 rounds of rifle fire on your target, as well as an ability to flank and outmaneuver and cover as you move. To me, that's probably a superior system than the quad system, or double quads. I'd rather have a rifle than 20 more magazines. I would rather have 2 rifles than 100 magazines. You know, that's the philosophy there. Right now, this is designed to work with my flux system anyway. I have a bag system that I carry my flux in. Of course, a flux can go in the small of the back as well, you just drop that in there in addition to whatever you normally carry as far as your EDC. So now you've got a flux and 8 magazines and your primary, right? So you have an ability to hand off your primary gun and still have your flux. And 8 magazines. So this is not either or. It's just a matter of standardization. What do you run out the door with, not knowing what to expect, not knowing what to encounter? Oh, you take your AR-15. Well, you'll be shot by the first police officer on scene. You may be shot by a guy like me, you know, a prepared individual who sees a guy with an AR. I mean, this has happened before. There was a guy who had an AR-15 and was shooting up the streets. A guy drew his, I think it was a 1911, and he killed the guy with the AR-15 in just a matter of seconds. I'm not even sure this guy managed to kill anybody. He drew his AR-15, started shooting at people. The civilian drew the 1911, killed the guy with the AR-15, went over to the body, secured the AR-15 in his hands, away from the bad guy, and the police show up and they immediately shoot the first responder, the hero, and they kill him dead. So that would have been a situation where if he'd reholstered his flux, rebagged it, or however he carried. The Glock flux is actually concealable. The SIG 320 flux, not so much. It's really, I haven't figured out a good way to carry that. I've carried the flux Glock, on the other hand, about 300, I've carried it every day for a whole year to make sure I could. The new 365 flux is almost impossible to buy. I think there is one, you can bid on it on Gunbroker. I don't know how much the bid's going to be. I would think in the 1,500 to 2,000 range is what I expect that chassis to bring. The new Flux 365. It's the width is the problem. The width and the shape of it and how to draw it from inside the waistband, in my opinion. Now, it does have holsters for it, but again, you've got bulk, and that's the problem. I haven't tried it yet, so I'm not sure if it's superior to a Glock Flux, that is. Usually I carry the Glock Flux without a holster. So right there, that reduces bulk and weight, as well as it eliminates light or laser holster compatibility. But with this system, you'd have to run a drop holster, which now you're in a 3/4 jacket or a 3/4 vest if it's hot. I'm not even sure what that even looks like. I don't even own one that hangs very low. Or you're wearing your flux in the small of the back, or in a bag. Bags are nice because you can unzip and put your hand right on it, and the bag can run lower than this, so it doesn't interfere with your draw. So, but this is the quad system. This particular vest, this is a heavy duty vest. It's from warm weather, and it does make your width more here. But as far as throwing this on and walking right out the door, this is a very viable system. Like I said, I put these on in 20 seconds, It seems like a long time, because the last time I put them on, it was like 12 seconds, but I'm gonna try that one more time on video, because if you're still watching, you're as big a fool as me. So, and they get twisted up too sometimes, and that's normal. You should expect that. So let's, you should expect that as far as having to unravel them first. A belt would not suffer from that. A belt would be always ready to dawn. And you could probably put a belt on, I would think, in under 10 seconds consistently. 5 to 10 seconds would be expected. All right, here we go. All right, so we got our Galco system here. If it was nighttime, I couldn't even read that word. All right, there's Galco. So, and they're all twisted up. All right, so there's Galco. All right, and I'll just put that on here. And put them on here. Okay, get my shirt all straight. And looks like it's on, not twisted. And that actually took 30 seconds. Yeah, 30 seconds on that one. So the first time I put it on was 12. Second one was 20, and then this one was 29. So the belt would be quicker, less clumsy for certain. But sitting in a car, it might be a lot more clumsy. Going through doors, you know, you're bumping into everything with your belts. Not that much different than having a gun on. This also might be more comfortable if you have to put this on and walk home, for instance. If you're walking distances, this might be more comfortable than a belt system, especially if you already have a belt system. You certainly don't have to change your style at all, since this is style independent. You can run outside in your well, the belt's kind of like that too. The belt, you can put your belt on it. You don't have to have paint. You can be naked and still wear the belt. You can be naked and still wear this. So, you know, I don't know. The belt system typically has a gun on it also, so your gun and ammo in one thing. This could also suffice for that. It could have the gun and the ammo in one kit. So I'll tell you one advantage this has is I can put them together. And they fold up, basically fold up in a little package. And this little package right here will go in a bag. A lot easier than a small bag, a small shoulder bag, than a belt would. So I can put this in a shoulder bag, put my other gun in a shoulder bag. So with 2 shoulder bags, I can have my entire kit in a temperature convenient package, in a low vis package, and still have access to my extra magazines. I don't have to put them on in order to have access to them. I can unzip the bag and pull the mags out from the bag. I wouldn't have to actually don the shoulder holster rig to actually get some use out of it. I can throw it right on the car. It's just a little bag on the seat. It doesn't draw attention. So where a belt might be more difficult, maybe. Your belt might want to go in I'm trying to think of what a belt would go in. You know, it would certainly go in a backpack. And a belt can spiral up. Maybe go in something like a jumper cables type bag, maybe a circular bag, maybe. Nothing wrong with the belt system. It's just this system, I've been trying it out, and it seems to have some flexibility in how it travels with me and how it can add at least ammunition to the carry system I already have. And it's 8 magazines. So wearing a belt with 8 magazines on it, if you've ever tried to do that, is especially in and out of a car. These are things that are not very comfortable. Although a belt with 8 magazines may actually look less, maybe it would look less intimidating to the public than a double quad shoulder holster system. But I think this system can be camouflaged. Of course, a belt can be camouflaged too. I've just made no effort to camouflage it. It's possible that, of course, this could actually be built into the jacket as well, where you put the jacket on and the system's already there. I don't see that as being an advantage, though. Not unless you're in public some kind of way and need to take your jacket off. But you could build it into the jacket itself, as well as a liner, like say a motorcycle vest that's got an inside zip-in inside liner. So you could put it in a motorcycle vest and then zip in the liner to cover, so when you open the jacket, you don't even see it. You could actually take the jacket on and off with the holster system attached to it. And that would certainly be an advantage of putting it on quickly, because you could do that at night without, you know, even having to do the math. You just like putting on a jacket. You're not gonna put it on backwards. You're not gonna put it on upside down. You're not gonna put it on inside out. So this would also keep the system from being tangled up when you're trying to put it on quickly. And you could put it on as you move. You can grab the jacket, run out the door, and start putting it on as you're running down the steps. Where this thing would be, it's a little clumsy putting it on. Certainly more than a belt. So that's the double quad Galco system. I also probably about a couple, maybe $250 to purchase it. You purchase it in components from Galco. I also don't know if they have a flux compatible. I'm sure they don't have a flux compatible system. You may have to make one or modify one to fit the flux, or just hook it on there some kind of way. I mean, you'd have to come up with something custom. But being able to grab something and run out the door is important, whether it be a belt or a shoulder holster system. If it had the carbine already on it, I use the bag system, a little shoulder bag, and usually I have the flux in there and a couple extra magazines. So one bag, you got a lot of firepower on the street with that. Irrespective of clothing, irrespective of belts or concealment, the bag itself is concealment. So something to consider there.